from this story, the one that hit me. Look around you, look at your family. Are they happy or are they miserable? Is there peace in their life or constant fear and conflict? Why are we struggling to follow advice from people who are just as confused as we are? Confusion multiplied by infinity times. And your wish to have children is an indication you should not have any. Do you see why? Our relationships in life are only a repetition of the relationships we have with our parents. What they say, everything starts with childhood. This is where our healing starts. This is why when our parents die, if we are not on good terms, the damage is almost unrepairable. The greatest gift a parent can give their child is a safe space in which to inquire and explore without judgment. Like you want to kill a child, just ask him what you want to become. Compare that child. When you ask a child, who do you want to be when you grow up, you are preparing the ground of ignorance, sorrow in the child's life. In other words, you are killing that child. You will never be at peace if you haven't made peace with your parents. True, I'm still struggling. When you get angry at your parents, when you hate or judge them, you are creating the very conditions to embody the very behaviors you reject. Because after all, whether you like it or not, you are a continuation of your parents. You are your father, you are your mother, and to reconcile with them is to reconcile and find peace within yourself. You may say, my parents were abusive, they abandoned me. Why would I forgive them? Look more deeply. Why did your parents act in that way? What was the cause of their behavior? This behavior was passed on from their ancestors, your ancestors. Now you have received this behavior. It is within you. It may lie dormant for now, but give the right conditions, it will awaken. And then you, without knowing, pass this to your own children. The pattern will continue. Now, this pattern will never stop if you reject your parents. Yes, you may need distance to heal. Take it. But always come back to them, not necessarily physically. Pray for their well being, which is not different from your well being. Try to feel the suffering in their bodies, see it in their eyes, behind the sharp, cruel remarks. Slowly, you will not be triggered anymore. As you cultivate compassion through understanding the causes of their behavior, you weaken the pattern. And when you weaken the pattern, you begin to connect to their essence, not their trauma and abusive behavior, their core. And when you weaken the pattern, you begin to connect to their core through compassion, understanding why they're behaving the way they behave. And when you do that, you are no longer an individual without roots. Your roots have grown deep into darkness, and now your branches are finally ready to experience the light. I guess I will keep this one. Uchiha clan symbol and the color red and white. Sakura clan, that's her symbol again, white circle. Uzumaki clan, so red and black. And this symbol was snake symbol. It also has a name. What's going on? Kunoichi, that's her tribe. I wanted to discuss. It's from her profile, Miri Mika. It seems like Naruto. Miri Mika. Kids who hear fairy tales don't grow kinder, they grow smarter, and here's why it shatters old beliefs. When adults read a fairy tale to a child, the same brain areas light up as an actor preparing for a role. The child brain doesn't just listen, it lives through the experience. It's not about morals, it's about training, it's about imagination, which later becomes the ability to solve complex problems. Researchers from Cambridge found that children who were fed stories from an early age had twice the cognitive flexibility of those who only heard explanation and lessons in our typical education system. When a hero in a fairy tale falls, ostracized, betrays, or fails, the child experiences a scenario of defeat without real pain. It's safe, emotional stimulator that teaches them to recognize fear, shame, doubt. That's far more valuable than any be good lecture, theoretical lecture, or the lecture we elders love to give to our youngsters. Youngsters, there is star inside that word. Through this kind of emotional rehearsal, kids develop emotional intelligence. Talk about emotional intelligence. Everyone is so stuck with IQ just. Not through punishment or praise, but through symbolic experience. Symbolic. For example, here is the conversation between Hinata and Naruto. Is that really how you feel? Well, I might seem really strong, but I'm just trying to act tough because I am embarrassed about how I screw up all the time. That's not true. And even if you do mess up, if you ask me, you are a proud failure. You are really inspiring to watch because you are not perfect and oh, okay. So, a psychologist says when a child hears a fairy tale, their nervous system learns how to tolerate uncertainty. We run from uncertainty. Seriously. As the hero walks through a dark forest, the hero journey, Joseph Campbell, the child brain learns not to panic, but to wait for resolution. In adulthood, the very skill separates those who collapse under pressure from those who keep going. A fairy tale is a hidden school of patience, trust in the process. Naruto trusting himself. And obito, patience is necessary to reach one's goal. So, what's happening? The hero's journey, ordinary world, call to adventure, refusal of the call, meeting the mentor, departure, allies and enemies, approach to the inmost cave, crisis, reward, the road back, resurrection, return with the lecture. The child identifies not with just the ending, but with the journey, step by step. They don't just want to hero to win, they want to understand how the hero overcome the obstacles. That's what will build analytical thinking, seeking where the hero failed. When chance helped, their wisdom intervened. This becomes an internal algorithm. I can handle it too if I keep going. Finally, fairy tales transmit archetypes, not facts. All stories, everywhere, in Quran, what I can learn is through archetypes. Our outer personality is sun, everyone can see it. You know, sun, bright, golden, sun, Sunday. But moon is our inner personality. Not everyone can see it. Or maybe people who are closer to us, they know some parts of our inner personality, or when we are alone, or maybe somewhere we even don't know our inner personality, the one that's in unconscious way. Through them, a child absorbs cultural codes and begin to understand who they are in the world, a rescuer, explorer, observer. This makes them not just smarter, but deeper. Intelligence isn't about knowing more facts. Oh, I know Eiffel Tower's height or pyramid height. It's about seeing the hidden links between them, the pattern. And that begins where adults still read stories instead of replacing them with cartoons. And let me tell you, anime is not cartoon. It's much more deeper. So do you remember which fairy tale changed the way you saw life as a child? So, what is archetype? A concept in psychology. Concept of an archetype appears in areas relating to behavior, historical psychology, philosophy, literary analysis. Archetypes are also very close analogies to instincts. Typical example of certain person or thing, personification, embodiment, core, essence, a prototype, a Jungian theory, a primitive mental image inherited from the earliest human ancestors and supposed to be present in collective unconscious. A recurrent symbol or motif in literature or in art or mythology, mythological archetypes of good, evil, neutral. Okay, again, archetypes from Joseph Campbell Foundation, that one. So, prophet archetype here, where she's talking. Two powerful narratives surface from my unconscious, each carrying its own prophetic figure. The first was Matrix 1999, a landmark of science fiction, philosophy, action that has somehow eluded me for 25 years. The second was Chosen 2017 Present, a series that portrays the life of Jesus hesus, J and H interchange, with unusual freshness and emotional intimacy. One figure resists his prophetic destiny, the other seems born into his prophetic destiny. Between Neo and Jesus, the prophet archetype unfolded in contrasting yet complementary ways. Related to her point, mothers read one strange bedtime story and their children stop being afraid of the dark. Tested in 120 families.